Hey everybody, Shep here. Well, today I thought I would make a video about this antique fodder chopper that I have. So the video is kind of going to be a little bit of a story time. Plus I'm kind of looking for some information on this thing. Sid came over to say hi. But anyway, this is an antique fodder chopper, I think is the correct term. I've heard them called fodder choppers, silage choppers. It's a very simple, this one's very simple anyway. This thing is very dirty, but it's got a trough here, and then this needs a little bit of work, but it has a handle and a knife blade, and this one's kind of in the middle, I guess, of complexity, how it works. There are some that just have the handle attached to a blade, kind of reminds you of like a paper cutter like you would see at a school or an office. And then there's this kind, which has a little bit more moving parts. It's got like a guillotine type action almost. And then there are some that have a big flywheel and a hand crank, and you crank it and it kind of spins around in a reel, and the reel has knives and it chops it. But this is super old school technology, and let's go ahead and tell the story on it. So a few years ago I saw a video on YouTube of a guy using one of these, and I had never ever heard of one before. And the moment I saw it, I thought, hey, we have one of those. And all I could see of it was the trough part, but I knew that's what it was. So this thing has been sitting in our old barn. We have an old barn here on the homestead that my grandpa built out of scraps in the 1960s. And this has been sitting in it in the same exact spot for as long as I can remember. I've never seen this thing out of the barn, and I don't know what we ever used it for, because both of my grandparents are gone now, so I can't ask them why we had this. But I know back in the day they had cows and pigs, so I don't know if they used it for that, or I don't know why they had this. So I don't know why we had it, don't know where it came from, but it's been here, I would say, 50 years, I think is probably a safe guess. And I would say that probably, I don't know that much about these, but I would say probably this would have been made around the turn of the 20th century, early 1900s, I would think. But I don't know that. And that's part of the reason I'm making this video. I really want some information about this. If anybody has it, has any idea about these, because like I said, I don't know anything. This is old school, way before I was ever thought of. And I kind of just like to know a little bit about it. You probably can't tell it in the light. It's almost got a green color to it. And it's not paint, but some of the old school stuff back in the day, they used to dye the wood, and that's what it looks like. It's like a greenish blue type paint. Unfortunately, I have not seen any markings. I don't know if I cleaned it off, if I would see anything. I don't think that I would. But if anybody has any idea, anything about it, I would like some info. Especially the thing that sets this one apart is that it has this style of knife. So if you knew much about these, that would probably tell you exactly what brand it is. Unfortunately, when I found this in the barn, this was all I could tell about it, and I really had to go digging in the barn, which is super sketchy because it's it ain't too far from collapsing. But this was all I could see out of the thing, and I didn't realize until I got it out of the barn. But there's a bunch here at the bottom that's rotted. And I've got a 2x4 just screwed to it so it'll set up on its own, but there's a bunch there that's gone. The way that you would use this thing, because a lot of you have probably never seen something like this before, so the way you would use this thing, it's not going to work right because this piece isn't attached, this pitman arm or whatever you'd want to call that piece. But the way this would work is you would usually see these used with corn stalks, but I've also seen them used with like straw and hay for cutting it into smaller pieces. But you would imagine you laying corn stalks in here, and then you have a handle here, which if that part was on there, it would raise this and lower this up and down. And then you would just take this hand and feed it in and cut it, feed it in, cut it, and then your safety device is this thing to keep your hand from getting close to the knife. So not only am I looking for a little bit of information about this, if you would happen to know a brand or could tell me more about it, I'm also looking for some suggestions, because I don't really want to get rid of this, but at the same time I don't have that much of a need for it. So if you're anybody that has something like this that you actually use on your homestead or farm, please let me know what you use it for, what you cut up with it, and what kind of animals you feed, and just how useful something like this still is in the modern world. I love these old, pieces of farm equipment. I have, and we'll cover that in future videos, I have a Clipper 2B fanning mill that we can make a video about, and then I also have a John Deere corn sheller that I got last fall that we can make a video about. That is pretty neat. But I love this kind of old stuff, so I don't really want to get rid of it, especially since it has a history here on our homestead, even though I don't know what the history is. Cats will do cat things, I guess. But I mean, I don't want to get rid of it, but do you guys think that it's worth fixing up? Obviously, it wouldn't take much to fix up, but or should I just put it back in the barn and let it go in peace with the barn? I would rather fix it up and keep it, but like I said, honestly, if I do that, I don't really know what I will use it for. So if you guys could give me any info on it, or if you could, if you have one and use it, please tell me what you do with it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Keep it or trash it? I think I know what I'm going to do, and you probably know what I'm going to do too, but just looking for some info. Well, thanks for watching this. This is, I know, a little bit out of the ordinary. We're going to have some videos soon. I'm going to finish up my water tank for the greenhouse. I've got the tank built, but we've had a lot of rain and the ground's really wet, and I really need to get that level where it's going to sit. So that'll be a video coming up. I want to make a video about my new tractor that I picked up a few months ago. That'd be pretty exciting to see, I think. And yeah, and eventually, once it dries out, we'll have a bunch of gardening videos. So anyways, hope you guys like this one. I want to say a thank you to all the new subscribers with my toolbox tours that I did. I picked up quite a few subscribers, so thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys got ideas for videos or stuff you'd like to see, just ask. I'm not going to promise that I'll make anything, but I'll definitely take it into consideration. So thanks for watching this one. Hope everyone out there has a great day, and I'll see you guys in the near future.